All right, so the question is, do you believe black men walk with more fear than any other race or gender? That is a question I propose to everybody in the room right now and everybody in the chat, everybody that will be listening on the replay. So let me know what you guys think. So I'll let you guys go first. Corey, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
No, we don't walk with more fear. We just don't have the correct information. We're not the information, different things, whether it's Bible or scholarly, whatever shit about the world. A lot of times it's just not relayed to us in the proper way. But as far as us being scared, we not scared for the most part. From what I've seen, I mean, you go to the hood, niggas ain't scared as shit. It's just I know what the question is relating to. You know, it's we're so quick to kill each other, but a white man come around or something like that, we won't do that. Well, that's just human nature, you know what I'm saying, in general. For the most part, it's American society nature. The same reason why a lot of these presidents, ain't no president got killed, or I know who was there, Reagan or somebody got shot, but other than that, nobody really been killed since JFK, because a lot of the time we take the easiest road. We know for a fact that black people, we as black people know that us killing each other and different things like that, it's the easiest road. You're more likely to get away with it. One, because we as black people have adopted the criminal culture, so you even got civilians sitting up here talking about snitching and shit like that. So motherfuckers who working a goddamn 9 to 5 every day talking about they ain't gonna snitch and shit like that. That shit don't apply to you niggas and bitches, whoever. It don't apply to y'all. But they gonna adopt that. They gonna adopt that mindset. So ain't nobody gonna talk, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Probably eight out. I'm not gonna say 9 times out of 10, because it's up in a little bit, but 8 times out of 10, motherfuckers ain't gonna talk. On top of that, the police don't give a fuck. America don't give a fuck about you. So it's not going to be those type of man hours put into finding the killer and different things like that. You see, it was more focus putting on trying to find trying to investigate the Jussie Smollett situation. So we're just an easy target. It's an easy target, especially with the conflict and where we're at. The different things that go on, and we're just easy targets. I feel if it was done on you try to do it on a politician or shit, something like that, or even that, you look at it. There's been a lot of white boys that been killed, you know what I'm saying, and robberies and different things like that. You can look it up all the time, go and meet some niggas up on Craigslist and shit like that. Niggas don't have no problem killing them and no robbery and things like that. It's just we live amongst each other, so you definitely gonna see it more, and you're gonna see it more in bulks with us. So we're not scared. You know damn well if you kill a police officer, it's gonna be more of a manhunt than if you kill, your next door neighbor and things like that. And these niggas is in the game for money. They trying to, not even that, whether it's money or whatever the fuck they trying to get across. They're trying to get their own independence in life going on, whatever they trying to do. They're in it for self. So they gonna take the easiest fucking road. They're not gonna do nothing that's gonna have that they feel is gonna have them hot or anything like that, which is relative to the Nipsey Hussle situation. One way to look at it, and I don't think not many people talked about this, was not many people talked about this. This is just a theory. If you look at some of the information that we got from the murder and stuff that was going on with the investigation, they're talking about now, they saying the dude, there wasn't no talks about the dude being a snitch or anything. They said he actually shook the dude's hand before the dude came back and shot him. One way that could be looked at, and this is something that I've always talked about, when you're trying to go back and do good in the hood, you know what I'm saying? there's a high possibility you're going to get killed. Reason why? Because you slowing down niggas' money. You slowing down what they got trying to go on. You slowing down they operation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and just like I said, a day later, he was about to go meet up with the LAPD. He's trying to stop the violence and things like that, but these niggas ain't looking at it like that. The violence is necessary because they got to get whoever they got to get out the way. They not worried about that shit. They trying to get police out the way. So they start looking at Nipsey Hussle, and this is just a theory, like I said. They start looking at him as if he's an obstacle, you know what I'm saying, to what they trying to do.
All right, Jordan, do you remember what the question was?
What was it again?
Do black men walk with more fear than any other race or gender?
I don't think we do. I don't, for a fact. I know I don't. But I can see why people would say yeah. You know what I mean? It's a lot of violence in our culture all the time. Same thing what he said with the Nipsey Hussle thing. Trying to word it correctly because I know people get offended with this, especially adding gender into it.
God at him.
Yeah, let's just see it. Let them have it, because
I mean, I say yeah, we do, man. Because I mean, yeah, we do, but we don't. I feel like we have a bigger target on us. You know what I mean? Because like black people view a black man a certain way, and other people view us a certain way, and all that. And you know, in my household, you a man, you're supposed to be there, you're supposed to provide, you're supposed to do all this. You got this on your back of how you're supposed to be. Then a lot of times in black culture, you know, dads ain't really there. And then you got other cultures that be like, oh, they dads ain't never there. They ain't never did this. They ain't doing that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a lot of pressure on us. I don't know about fear exactly, but I mean, I feel like it's a lot of pressure to try to overcome what people be saying about us and what we say about it ourselves. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
all right, Lauren, you up next. What you got for us?
Man, can I preach to him? Can I preach to him, B?
Go ahead, get him.
Man, check it out. Nah, we don't live in fear. Like we really don't, and that's kind of a problem. You know, fear is not a bad thing. You know, a certain level of fear is actually relatively healthy. You know, and we out here living reckless. You know what I'm saying? You know, and one of the things, you know, that has always been an issue in our culture here in America is that we have learned to accept second best. Like, we accept second best. And we try to make it seem like it's cool, and it's not. And, you know, we're very, very, as a culture, we're very, very unorganized. We lack discipline in a lot of ways. You know, back in the '60s when we were still getting lynched and stuff like that. You know, you had to make sure you wasn't on the wrong side of town at a certain point of night.
What was it called? It was called Moonlight Hour or some shit like that. I forgot what it was called. I forgot what the exact name of it.
Yeah, so I think a healthy fear is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It always forces you to know what environment you're in. It forces you to make sure you button your shit up, you know what I'm saying, and not be so reckless. It's a lot more reckless now than it used to be, man. I remember when I lived in the hood as a kid, like, there were rules and codes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you took care of your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't had nothing, but we took care of the things that we had. We made sure that our neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, were policed in a way to where we weren't necessarily recklessly hurting each other in such large numbers. You know what I'm saying? Now you go in the hood and these cats don't have no rules. You know what I'm saying? You got these little young knuckleheads, you know what I'm saying, that think they run in the streets, you know what I'm saying, and run in their neighborhood, and not understanding that, you know, that dog eat dog mentality is eventually gonna get you murked. Like eventually. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to live in a healthy amount of fear, you know, to make sure that we stay buttoned up, we stay organized. And I to me personally, like, the recklessness is the thing that's hardest for me to swallow, is the hardest pill for me to swallow. Is the fact that we're a lot more reckless now than we have ever been, from my observation in my lifetime. Is we're so reckless right now, you know what I'm saying? And it's a scary thought, you know what I'm saying? You know, the young kids don't respect the OGs, you know what I'm saying? The OGs don't want to say nothing because they're afraid, you know what I'm saying, to get murked. So ain't nobody helping anybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's just existing and everybody's just living, you know what I'm saying? So there's no growth when you just sitting there, you know what I'm saying, just going through the motions day after day after day. There's no growth, you know, and it's hurting our culture, you know what I'm saying, and everybody else knows it except for us. Everybody else can see it except for us, but don't nobody else care. And that's the thing, like, nobody's gonna care about you and who you are and the things that you have no better than you are. Nobody's gonna do it. So if you don't care, why should anybody else care? And it's just gonna lead to a slow decline. You know what I'm saying? To the point that, you know, before you know it, we'll be wiped off. We'll be wiped off the face of the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And it has so many layers to it that it's hard to pick a spot and just start there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you know, it's like it's like a open sore. You know what I'm saying? Like you think you healed, and then you rip that layer of skin right back open, and you just start bleeding again. You know, and it's just a repetitive cycle because we haven't taken the time to properly heal. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I'm done. I'm done preaching to him.
Hold on real quick, Corey. Hey, Jordan, can you mute your mic? Because I hear like TV or something like that in the background.
Yeah, hold on.
You can just mute your mic. You don't have to mute the TV. But go ahead, Corey.
No, that's good.
No, I don't think we'll ever be wiped out because, you know, and this is just theory. This is a theory that another theory, but I'm about to put on the table. But, you know, just like the body, you know what I'm saying, repairs itself, and it has different ways that it works subconsciously or whatever the word is for it. You know, the body is like its own sentient being within itself. It does its own little thing, and I believe we kind of do that. It's the reason why we're not wiped off now. You see how we have babies at a crazy rate. It's almost as if it's a kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Not panic mode, but it's like in emergency mode. Like we have these babies and we have them at the crazy rates. You know what I'm saying?
Like rabbits. Because
it's the only thing that's alive. It's the only thing, because I mean, we're dying at record numbers. I mean, if you just go across, you can't go on the internet and really find a good number for how many are dying a year. But if you start, doing the math and go to each inner city and put it together, I mean, it's ridiculous. We haven't died like this at any point in history, not even within slavery. Like this is real bad. But we're creating babies. You know what I'm saying? We're creating babies out of marriage and things like that. And while it's out of order, you know what I'm saying, it's not the right way to do things. I believe it's the only thing that's actually keeping our race alive. If you look at every race since probably 1990, especially the white race, or what they call the white race, because even within that, they have, they mark down as Latino. They have what, marked down as Latino on the census and the jobs thing, but the majority of them, they identify as white within themselves. But if you look at them, they've actually tripled. Their population has tripled within that time span from 1990 to 2019. So from I think it was about 125 to 325 million or so. Meanwhile, the black race, we've lingered around we were at 30 million. 30 million. Did I say it right? I said 125 million or whatever. I think I just said 1,000, but let me know if I'm wrong. I've been drinking a little bit. But no, we were at 30 million then. We was at 30 million then, and right now we're only at 35 to 40 million. So we haven't, while we've upped it a little bit, we haven't made much progress as far as expanding, populating ourselves, but it's something that's keeping us alive.
I think that's due to interracial relationships.
Interracial relationships, that's a good way to look at it, because they sure do, and they mark themselves down on the census as other two races or more. So yeah.
All right. See, what's crazy is Lauren and Jordan, y'all both said y'all don't have fear, or y'all don't feel fear. Me, on the other hand, I do. I have fear of me just going out on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Going to work, being at work. I got fear that if
you got good hair, you ain't got no problem.
if only that was the case. Yeah, man. Like, I have fear on a daily basis that I could be somebody could just pull up on me, and then it could be raps for me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even do shit crazy like that. It's just that I come from Kansas City, and I know what the city could bring. You know what I'm saying? So I take that same fear that I had in Kansas City to wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? I want to respect the person that's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like the household, the person that's ahead of the household or whatever. But like at work, I have that same fear that they look down on me anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you work in corporate America, you have that, like, you working with people, and you have the quote unquote higher ups, but you know that they look at you differently because you're not of their same color. So you got to put in more effort, but still get looked down upon, if y'all understand where I'm coming from. So I have right. my fear actually pushes and thrives me to do better in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I said race and gender, white people ain't got that fear at all. White people don't have any fear of being fucking just called out at any moment, and the cops are right there. I'm calling the cops on you. Let's just say I call the cops on a white person, right? Okay. But if the white person called the cop on me, if I'm not on the ground with my hands up in the air, my hands behind my back, I could get shot at any time, any minute. You know what I'm saying? And the whole female thing, and I'll also add the LGBTQIA, whatever. I'll add them in there later. But the female thing, like, don't get me wrong, I understand females can get raped and can be abused and da 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 da. I understand that. I definitely do understand that. But as a black man, it's things that you can get away with because you're a female that I will never be able to get away with because I'm a male. And I understand if you guys want to come at me with hate mail, that's fine, good and dandy. But yeah, that's what fear I live in every day.